Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video on the Infinite Baffle channel. My name is Niall and today I'm joining you from a particularly hot Birmingham. We're here at Audio Affair and today in the UK it's around 35 degrees, so do forgive me if I'm looking particularly hot and sweaty. Us English are not built for heat of this level, so I do apologise again if I'm looking a little bit moist over here. Today though we have got a very exciting video, one that's worth getting hot for, because as you can see next to me here, we're joined by the brand new Arcam R45 floor standing speakers, and this is one that has definitely piqued a bit of our interest because Arcam are a brand that normally we would associate with amplification. We're a big fan actually of the SA45 streaming amplifier that launched, I think it was last year. We've used that in a few videos where we've covered different speakers, but we've never actually done a standalone video on an Arcam product. I don't think anyway, I could be wrong there, but certainly not Arcam speakers. Again, when I think of Arcam, I would certainly consider them to be more of like an amplifier-based brand, more of a source-based brand rather than speakers. They have done speakers in the past, but this is their first release of this kind for quite some time. So again, one that we're very excited to get stuck into. If you do enjoy this video, it'd be amazing if you'd leave a big thumbs up on the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for weekly hi-fi content and show your support for us braving these super hot conditions to bring you the video this weekend. But yeah, again, one we're very excited for. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into any of the nitty-gritty, the first thing that I have to touch upon is just the sheer size and scale here of the R45s. I mean, we uploaded a shorts video, I think it was last weekend, you guys will have seen that, just showing you, us unboxing the speakers for the very first time, because we were very curious. They weigh in at 40 kg per cabinet. However, according to the specs, and I can confirm this, with the box as well, when they actually arrive to you, it comes in at a total of 60 kilograms. So 20 kg of packing, 40 kg of speaker. These are a big box to be maneuvering, and we just wanted to show you all what actually went into that when you unboxed them, because there is layer upon layer of protection. It is fair to say that if you did purchase these, they're going to be arriving with you in one piece. And again, when you do finally get them out of the box and stand them up for the first time, they are mightily impressive just in their stature, their weight, just everything about them. They are a real proper piece of kit. You wouldn't expect anything less though, to be honest with you, because whenever we've looked and used Arcam products in the past, whether it be an amplifier, which again is what I would typically associate with them, the build quality, the weight, the whole feel of them is absolutely top notch, and the R45s here are no exception. But again, you would expect that, firstly because it's Arcam, and again, big fan of their work, but secondly, these are coming in at £6,000, so real high-end speaker here, and they're going up against some very stiff competition at that price point. We're talking the same kind of price point here as a KEF R11 Meta, we're talking Dali Rubicore 8s, we're talking ProAc Response D30 RSs, so these are some serious speakers here that the R45s are going to be competing against, and they're going to be needing to bring some serious performance to the table to be going up against these guys, because not only are they great speakers at their price point anyway, but those three on their own that I've just mentioned are just three absolutely outstanding options that you have around that kind of 6K price. So for the Arcams to be going up against them is a big ask. Focusing back in on the R45s here, in terms of the aesthetic side of things, I think they've got a bit of a stealthy vibe to them, in the fact you've got kind of this black on black on black, which I really like. It's very much a modern looking speaker and very almost menacing, I would say, in the overall design, as silly as that might sound. They remind me a little bit of some of the Focal floor standards. You get things like the Aria 936s, but where the Focals look a bit more industrial, I'd say that these look a bit more modern in their overall feel. I love the design of the tweeter on the top, and the whole thing, again, it's just got this big kind of overarching menacing vibe to it, which I think a lot of people will be a big fan of. So on the front of the speaker, you can see we've got the 4 6.5-inch drivers here. The bottom 3 of the 4 are going to be taking care of the low end. The one above them here is going to be doing the mid-range side of things, and then the pièce de la résistance, that's the best French I've got for you guys, apologies, is going to be this 1-inch ceramic dome tweeter at the top. Again, I think the finish of it, the whole vibe of it, it looks absolutely stunning. And it's kind of the little touches on these speakers when you get to this kind of price point that I always really appreciate. I love the design of the tweeter on the top. I think the Arcam badge at the bottom as well. The whole thing feels just very premium. And again, you'd expect nothing less from Arcam, especially at this kind of price point. What I should say actually is the tweeter. I've mentioned how I love the design of it. This is actually a patented design by Arcam. It's what they call a waveguide and acoustic lens that works side by side to help achieve a real clear, crisp sound when it comes to things like your vocals. And we'll come on to that a little bit later in the video, but all of this looks fantastic. The key question is, how does it sound? Well, we will come on to the sound a little bit later, but there are just a couple of other things that I want to touch on, just little small features that I think are worth noting. One thing you won't be able to see from this angle that I will include is that the top of the actual speaker has got a very wood grain natural finish to it, which I really like. I think that kind of offsets the rest of it, which is this smooth, standard, modern look, and it kind of, like I say, offsets the whole speaker, but looks absolutely brilliant. It's worth noting that on the back as well, we do have 2 rear bass ports, which is going to go a long way to help producing a huge low end, which again, we will talk about a bit more later in the video. And also you've got some really high quality speaker terminals on the back, which can also be bi-wired. I also love the little plinth at the bottom that the whole thing sits on. Again, I just think they look absolutely brilliant. When it comes to the tech specs, we will put a link to the speakers in the description down below as always. That will take you to Audio Affair. All of the specifications will be there for you to look through at your leisure. Some of the key ones that we always like to touch upon: the frequency response range, that's coming in at 30 Hz to 40 kHz. They have a sensitivity rating of 88 dB, and Arcam recommend an amplifier between the power range of 20 watts to 250 watts, so a very wide range. I do think they will have definitely had their own products in mind when it comes to driving these, things like the SA45 streaming amp that we've already touched upon. It's worth noting that these are 6 ohm, and another thing that I think is definitely worth mentioning is when it comes to Arcam, I think because of their history with AV related products and the fact that these have launched alongside a couple of other speakers in the Radia range, the 25 bookshelves and the 25B subwoofer, are these a speaker that are aimed more at the AV market as opposed to the music market? That's something that, again, we'll talk a bit more about when we look at the sound and how I found them. So coming on to my experience listening to the R45s here for the very first time, the first thing to mention is, of course, the system that we listen to them in, and we tried to keep it all very simple, but we intentionally didn't use an Arcam amplifier because we thought that might make things just a little bit too easy. So instead, we actually paired these up with the Gold Note IS1000, an amplifier that we've got a lot of experience with. We could connect to easily via the network to give us lots of flexibility with what we listen to, and it just felt like the kind of amplifier price-wise and power-wise that you would potentially be going for if you were looking at something like the Arcam R45s here. And the combination was very impressive. I've got to say, the first thing that jumped out to me when we started playing music was just the staging and the separation, which I thought was absolutely elite level. The ability to be able to pick out different aspects of the music that you were listening to, the separation and the detail were all absolutely brilliant, and that's something that I always really enjoy when it comes to speakers, particularly at this kind of level, when you put on a song that you know really well, but then you listen to it on an elite system such as this, and you kind of unlock new nuances, new layers to the track that perhaps you don't hear all the time when you're listening to them. So that was the first thing that stood out to me, and that was something that was very impressive with the R45s. Because we had our suspicions about these being a bit more AV tailored and the fact that they might be really good on the low end actually, the first thing that we listened to was very much with that in mind. So we had a bit of Chemical Brothers on for some dance music to really get that low end going. We put the Interstellar soundtrack on, again just big booming soundtrack that just all of that really suited these speakers very well. But we did pivot into a bit more kind of stripped back music, the likes of Lizzie McAlpine, for example, and it did handle that really well as well. One area where I think they did let themselves down a little bit, if we're being very nitpicky, is when you're listening to kind of older recordings that perhaps the recordings aren't so great in the first place, and because it kind of shows stuff for what it is. That can be a blessing and a curse. So for modern music that's well recorded and well, what's the word I'm looking for, well produced, these sound absolutely phenomenal. But again, on some of that older stuff, it really can show it for what it is, which can be brilliant, but again, isn't always amazing. Our suspicions on the low end, by the way, were confirmed almost immediately when we opened up things with the Chemical Brothers, because not only have you got that kind of rumbling, earth-moving, incredible amount of low end coming from these, not only is it super deep and present, but also the extension on it is absolutely exceptional. I mean, you could fill a seriously large space with these speakers without even needing to get a subwoofer involved. And this immediately, I kind of think, is where these speakers can come into their own a little bit, because if you are someone out there that's looking to put together a kind of AV 5.1, 7.2, whatever it is, a cinema room kind of system, this here, along with the rest of the Radia package, would be a brilliant starting point. You would get an incredible, incredible system. The big question is that I think really, because in my opinion, I don't think these are completely tuned for AV, but because they've got that string in their bow, how well do they handle music as well? Can they do both worlds, or are these a speaker that have been made with AV in mind and nothing else? And I'm pleased to say that I do think they handle both sides of things really well, and I do think a lot of that is because of the staging that we've mentioned, because of the separation, because of the accuracy. They do still give you a very natural sound when listening to your music. Now, I don't think they're going to be as natural and as musical as something like a ProAC that we've already mentioned, but if you're looking for that kind of sound, I don't think you'd necessarily be looking at something like the R45s. These are almost, and this is going to sound like a bad thing, but they're almost more of a jack of all trades speaker rather than really being musical and nothing else, or AV and nothing else. They kind of balance everything really, really well and to a very good level, and that kind of puts them more up against the likes of the Rubicor 8s that we mentioned and the Kef R11 Metas, because they're both speakers, again, that I would say handle both music and cinema really well, and the Arcams here are exactly the same. The patented tweeter technology as well goes a really long way into how good these do sound on the musical side of things, because the clarity and the crispness of the vocals was very evident. And I say all the time that I love a presentation where the vocals are at you, in your face, in the center, and everything else in the image is kind of built up around that and supporting that. And whilst I don't think they're the most forward in your face vocals that I've heard by a long way, they are still very much centre of the presentation. And again, because of that clarity and the natural sound you get from them, again, it's something that everything else can be built around. And when you've got those, the incredible supporting low end and the separation around them, they are a very good listener, very engaging listener. And again, the ability to pick out different elements that you don't always hear depending on the level of the equipment that you've got, I absolutely adore that. Considering the huge sound that these put out as well, they have got an incredible amount of control. Even when we were absolutely blasting them here at Audio, filling in what is a decent sized space, they never really felt like they skipped a beat. But I do always feel like when you get to kits of this kind of level, you truly need to listen to it for yourself to get a real, properly formed opinion. Because at £6,000, I'd like to think you're never really going to be hearing a bad speaker, so to speak. It's always going to be the case of the nuances, the little touches, the sound signatures that's going to tilt you in favour of one speaker rather than another. And if you're someone out there that's looking for a speaker that's going to balance both AV, music, it's got a good low end, can fill a space very, very comfortably, something like the Arcams are definitely something that you're going to want to consider. But I'd always say it, and I'm saying it again, I do think you need to hear them first. I think really it's going to come down to the kind of listening that you want to do. You could say this for any speaker, to be completely honest with you, but if you're someone out there that's looking for a speaker that's going to be purely music based, I think these have got some very stiff competition from the likes of the ProACs, from the likes of the ATCs. Where I think they really shine, like I say, is the fact that they're well balanced. They can handle a lot of aspects of what you're going to be using them for very well, whether it's TV, film, music. It does it all to a really good level, but again, it doesn't quite have that level of sparkle as something like the ProAC. And the other side of things is when you do look at speakers that are well rounded, you're then up against the likes of the R11 Metas, of the Dali Rubicors, which again are brilliant speakers in their own right. I mean, some things that aren't in question here, Build quality, finish quality, all of those absolutely brilliant, and they do sound magnificent. We're talking a speaker here that can fill a huge space and have great control, great staging, all of that these do really, really well. But there are other speakers that also do that to a very high level. So R45s, brilliant speakers in an incredibly competitive field at the moment. So very difficult. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. I say it all the time. For anyone out there looking for speakers, you are spoilt for choice. This is the point in the video where I always love to hear your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. The R45s here are very new to market, so I can't imagine there's going to be a ton of people that have managed to get a listen to these yet. But if you have, let me know what you thought of them. And if you haven't, just let me know what you think of the overall design. Again, it's a very menacing one in my opinion, but that stealthy look to it definitely does have a lot of appeal. But anyway, that is going to round off the video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in as always. I'm going to go away now and get myself a very cold drink to cool down, and I will see you all in next week's video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. See you there.